Hey, what's going on? Welcome back to the channel. In this video, we're going to be taking a look at Avax. I do want to say that I'm not a financial advisor. You should do your own research before investing money into crypto. If you haven't seen the previous update, make sure to watch that before watching this one. It's going to be linked in the top right-hand corner of the screen. Now, let's jump straight into the TA. So taking a look at the daily chart, we still have the same Fibonacci retracement. And if you don't know how to use the Fibonacci retracements, feel free to go into the description. There's going to be a video linked where I explain how to use the Fibonacci retracement to set up long-term and short-term targets, and as well as how it works in general. So after watching that, come back to this video. We have our swing high all the way back in February of 2021, and the swing low all the way back here in July of 2021. Now, the yellow or the golden support block that you see here was set up all the way back here during the summer of 2021. So a year and a half ago, I placed this support block and I told you this would be a great entry point. And I told you that right now that same support block is going to be a very lucrative entry point. And look what happened here. So I was away in Italy for 2 weeks on a vacation. And obviously, once I go away, everything starts pumping. That's the way it works. And Avax had a very nice bounce here off of the support block. And from there, we have already gone up 104%. So you see how this was a very good call, and I'm not trying to blow my own trumpet. I'm saying that this was a good opportunity for you to make a 2x in a bear market. This was a good opportunity for you to get into Avax at a very cheap price. Okay, and we did blast through the resistance block here, which was set up anywhere between $16.05 all the way up to $16.90. So I do think that we need to come back down here and retest this level as support, and we need to hold this, or even come back down to the 0.236 here at $14.50. That's going to be another great support level to hold, because we want to print a higher low. And we're pretty overextended already. You can see the gap in between the 20 EMA and the 55 EMA is quite large, and we're quite overextended from the 20 EMA here, but it does seem like we're printing some sort of a bull pennant here. So we might have another little move to the upside. So potentially you could be looking at $25, $26 here. We could come back all the way into this resistance block. So we could retest the 0.5 even. Potentially, if this bull pennant plays out. So obviously a bull pennant is when you have an impulsive move to the upside and then you have a little small triangle pattern form at the top here. And you really get tight here in between the support and the resistance. If I zoom in and I show you how this works, actually what we can do is we can switch over to the 4-hourly chart. This is going to be way better. Actually, no, it's not going to be way better. On the 4-hourly, it doesn't really look like a bull pennant. However, this is a good way to take a look, for example, at this channel up pattern that we were in. So let me just try to move this like this. There we go. So we were in this channel up pattern and we broke out of it. Typically, we do end up breaking down from channel up patterns, but Avax was really bullish in this instance and we broke above, which is unusual. And as you can see, the EMAs printed a bullish cross all the way back on January 4th. And since then, we've been pumping. So this was sort of your signal to buy, but you weren't really sure if you were going to continue in this incredible uptrend, obviously. So we're going to jump back into the daily chart. And for all of you who did not enter here, unfortunately, you did not set up your buy limit orders, although I did warn you all, this would be an incredible opportunity to buy into Avax. Go back into my videos and watch my weekly Avax updates. I was talking about this support block for ages, and I've had it for a year and a half, right? Since we retested it the first time here in June in 2021. Then I laid that support block, and then we had another retest in July. And then from there, obviously, you know what happened. So here, I don't think we're going to be entering the bull market, right now. I think we're going to have to wait until the Fed starts cutting the interest rates, and that is probably going to start happening at the end of 2023 or early 2024. And that's when the bull market is going to start picking up the pace. For now, I think we're going to see a healthy pullback. Bitcoin is very overextended, so I would say anywhere below $17 is going to be a fair entry. However, you can see that you're just sitting at $10 or almost $11, and I know it's going to be difficult or hard to buy in at a higher price, even though you had the chance to buy in lower. But that's why you have to have spare cash on the sidelines. That's why you have to have the buy limit order set up in advance, because if you had the buy limit orders set up over here, you would have entered and now you're already up 2x in no time. Well, in less than a month, really. So I think that's a good lesson for everyone here. And I'm not saying we're not going to pull back down. Obviously, we could come back down even below this low here that we printed in December. But for that, we would need a flash crash. We would need some bearish news coming in. And I do think that we've run out of all of the possible bearish news, except for really Binance and Tether getting destroyed by the US government. That's really what could be the final nail in the coffin here, and we could slow down for another 4 months potentially, which that's probably going to be even a stronger pullback than what we've seen with FTX dropping or getting eliminated from the crypto markets. Now you can see that on the RSI we also had a very nice support block retested here. I did give you this support block. We landed there at the end of December, had a very nice move to the upside. We got into the overbought. Even right now, you're sitting in the overbought. So if you want to take some profits, no one's going to stop you. You're literally sitting at this local high, and you're technically above the November high, but you're still below the August high. So ideally, we want to break the August high in the next couple of months and start moving up from there. And we don't want to lose the December low here that we printed. So hopefully this was our bottom, and hopefully we're going to be moving up from here. Hopefully we're going to see a very healthy uptrend on the RSI. If you're looking for entries, you still have this yellow support trend line. Okay, you've retested it as support multiple times. Sometimes you have wicks below that, but I would just be targeting this yellow trend line for entries. Once we come back down there, that's going to be a great entry point for anyone looking to buy into Avax long term. If you're entering for a short term or you are looking to exit, I would say right now is a pretty good spot for a swing trade and to simply exit, because this seems like the local top for this move. However, if Bitcoin decides to start moving even further up, we might have a little bit more left room to get to the 0.5 here at $23.80. Now let's switch over to the Binance chart. And before we continue, I quickly want to ask you, do you value your privacy? If the answer is yes, then you must take a look at ExpressVPN. ExpressVPN offers you the privacy that you deserve, no activity logs and no connection logs. Your internet provider won't be able to access anything, and anyone using the same open free Wi-Fi in the cafe as you won't be able to do any harm or breach your security. You can use the ExpressVPN application on any device. You can connect it to your PlayStation, or you can even connect it to your router so that anyone who connects is automatically secured. Or if you're looking to access any region-blocked content on your streaming platform, well, ExpressVPN can do that as well. If you're living in the Netherlands and you want to access a TV show that's only available in Japan, well, my friend, you can do that with ExpressVPN. You can use the link down below in the description and get a discounted price along with 3 extra months for free. You can get your money back if you don't like it, but I don't see any reason why you wouldn't like it, because we all need the privacy, and in today's age especially. And you can also pay with Bitcoin, so that's a really cool feature as well. And let's get on with the video. Taking a look at the Binance chart, you can see that we were in this falling wedge, and we also retested $10.80, which was our support on the weekly chart here. The candles in July closed on this level exactly. We also had 2 wicks to this level during the winter of 2021. So you can see that we're breaking out of the falling wedge, which is what we're supposed to do once you're in the apex of the pattern. You typically see a break to the upside, 75% of the chance, or of the time you see a break to the upside. Our technical target is all the way up here at $29. So that is what we're going to be looking at. That's also where the 55 EMA is on the weekly chart. So you can potentially run into resistance into the 55 EMA and then get sent back down. Also try to pull up the 35 EMA. That's something that we could run into over here and get sent back down. So I'll keep an eye on the 35 EMA. And you also have a support block here that you could be looking out for. So anywhere between $14.80 and $13.65. So that's something to keep an eye on as well. Now, going into the weekly RSI here, you can see that we broke out of this channel down pattern, which I said is very possible since this is a channel down pattern, and typically from a channel down pattern, you break to the upside. With a channel up pattern, it's usually the opposite, you break to the downside. So we broke above the 2 resistance levels that I gave you, which is pretty cool. Really strong impulsive move here for Avax, but I would like to see a move all the way back down here to the index of 41. And typically you can see that every time you have this strong move on the RSI, on the weekly RSI, you get sent back down, right? You have this strong move, you get sent back down. You have this strong move here, you get sent back down. So I would just expect a pullback here. I wouldn't rush into buying right now because we're very overextended, very overextended. The stochastic on the weekly is recovering into the we're starting to move into the middle of the chart here. But once we get up here on the weekly, that's going to be a good area to start potentially taking a bit of profits and waiting for a stronger pullback, because the last time we were here was back in December and November of 2021. So it takes time to get to the overbought, but once we're there, just know that that could be a good area to take some profits. And that's pretty much it for Avax here. We're looking good short term. For a pullback, I would also target the 20 EMA at $17.50, because if we're going to be continuing in this uptrend, we're definitely going to be holding the 20 EMA as support on the weekly. If I missed out anything important on the charts, please let me know down below in the comment section. Feel free to follow me on Twitter. There's also going to be a 7-day free trial on my Patreon. So if you want to join in and see what I'm posting there, the podcast sessions, the buy alerts, trade alerts, all of my portfolios that I share in the podcast, your technical analysis requests, all of that for the past year and a half is going to be there. So feel free to check that out, and I'm going to see you in the next one. Goodbye and good night.